Hey everyone, I'm really excited to be working with Movie Palette for this video, and as a treat, Movie Palette sent over one palette of my choice to show you guys. It is in the wrapping. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's really pretty. So many colors. I chose this one especially. It's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty because it had so many awesome colors on it. Okay, so let's take the plastic off and let's see what this thing's all about. Oh yeah, look at this bad boy. By the way, you might be confused. What even is Movie Palette? Movie Palette is created by a team of artists who choose dominant colors from your favorite movies and put them onto a palette. You know, that's why it's called Movie Palette. So every single strip of color on this canvas is a scene from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And what's really fun about that is it kind of is like a guessing game, like what color is which scene, because sometimes the color that you think would represent a scene isn't actually the most dominant color. The first thing that immediately sticks out to me about Movie Palette is that like the texture of it is really cool. It looks almost as if someone threaded these colors together, and it doesn't feel cheap, and so it feels like it's going to last. This feels like it's not going to just break on my wall tonight. You know what? It probably even looks great on my wall. Yeah, I was right. It looks great on my wall. So seriously, if you guys want something that is durable, is beautiful, and it represents your favorite movie or one of your favorite movies in just an extremely cool way that will get people talking, your friends, your parents, your brothers, your dog, it'll get them all talking about what is this. And you can even play games like what scene is this? What scene is this? If you guys want something like that, then head over to Movie Palette, and if you use the code in the description, you can save 15% on your purchase. That's not 5%, that's not 10%, that is 15% for one of these. These things are worth it, guys, let me tell you. So yeah, head over to Movie Palette and get your palette today. Thank you so much, and let's get back to the video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. I'm actually really excited for this one because everyone always keeps saying in the comments section that Star Trek VI is just as good, sometimes better, maybe a little bit worse than Star Trek II, but everyone is unanimously agreeing that Star Trek VI is one of the best Star Trek movies. So I am really excited for this. I know this is the last appearance of our original crew before we get into the next generation, which is very sad, but also a very exciting time because I'm really excited to get into the next generation. But I'm also very sad to be leaving this original crew because even though I haven't seen the show, I have kind of become really attached to them because, I don't know, these movies have just been so good. The chemistry between the cast has been great, and they've just been so much fun. I also know that the director of Wrath of Khan is coming back to direct this one, so I'm really excited for that because I thought his directing was really good as well. And yeah, I don't really know what else to expect in this movie, so I'm just really excited to hop in. Also, I would like to just put a quick word on how the reactions are going to go after this. So after this reaction, a lot of people were saying, and I've been talking to some people on my Patreon as well, about me watching some of the Next Generation before hopping into the Next Generation movies. So I think for like a week or 2 weeks after this, I will kind of hold off the Next Generation movies, and instead I'll put out some reactions to a few of the episodes of TV from the Next Generation show, which I think and some of my Patreons think are the more important episodes, and then I will hop into the Next Generation movie. And before we get into this reaction, let me do the lighting. So let me turn on the light and we can decide what color it should be. Boop. Nice. Okay, so I don't really know what the lighting's going to be today, so I'm going to just go like a bluey purple because the poster for this movie is very pinky, but also we're in space, so bluey purple I think is kind of a nice fun color for this movie. And if you'd like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon for uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions to my movies that come out 1 week early. Thank you so much if you check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, it's time to discover the undiscovered country. I hope you enjoy my reaction to Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Nicholas Meyer, let's go! Star Trek VI, let's go! Yeah, but there's no Star Trek theme. Where's the Star Trek theme? Okay, the music actually is going kind of hard right now. Oh, that like piano in the background thing. What is this? This music's so awesome. Flinn. Idol man. I don't know who that guy is, but this guy's insane. Nicholas Meyer, let's go, Nicholas. Wow, that's cool. Already starting out pretty cool.
Captain's log, USS Excelsior.
Oh, he's the captain?
Logging gaseous planetary anomalies in Beta Quadrant.
The Excelsior is also kind of growing on me every time I look at it.
My God.
Oh, you don't want to be seeing that. That looks so cool, though. Oh.
Wait!
Why is this so epic looking? Wow, wow, wow. This movie's already awesome.
Magnify.
Computer enhancement.
Oh my god, it's been destroyed.
Speaking to the High Command, there has been an incident on Praxis.
An incident? The planet has been split in two. But what do you do? But what do you do?
Do we report this, sir?
Do you disobey the treaty? The planet is gone. The planet's gone. You can't really help anyone on the planet though, because if the planet's gone, then the atmosphere is gone, and then everyone's dead anyways. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the CNC.
Should I stand? No, I'll just do this.
As you were.
Thank you.
Chancellor of the Klingon High Council. He proposes to commence negotiations at once.
Are we getting the Klingon politics that I wanted in the fourth movie now?
The opportunity here is to bring them to their knees.
Wow.
Then we'll be-
This guy wants them to die.
Well, there are Klingons who feel the same way about the peace treaty as yourself and Admiral Cartwright.
Okay.
But they'll think twice about attacking the Enterprise under your command.
I have...
Yeah, did you see in the last movie? There was that Klingon, he was so fixated on getting Kirk because of Kirk.
We volunteered.
There is an historic opportunity here.
Don't believe them. Don't trust them.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
Kirk at party to NCC 1701.
Oh, the effects are so good again. Oh my god, I missed how sexy the effects looked in these movies sometimes.
Control, this is Enterprise. Requesting permission to depart.
Yeah, you can.
That regulations specify thrusters only while in space dock.
Yeah, not on this ship. Oh, look at this beautiful ship. Oh, man. I want just like a model of the Enterprise, you know? I want to just see it in my room every day. Oh, that music made me so happy, and everyone looking out happy and hopeful. Oh, so good.
I've never trusted Klingons.
Oh, I forgot about his son.
Peace is problematic at best.
See, I can really understand Kirk in this situation, though, at the same time. I really like what the movie has done.
Why keep it in your quarters?
It is a reminder to me that all things end.
Oh no! This is the last movie.
Logic is the beginning of wisdom, Laurence.
That's a good line. This movie has like a pretty serious tone to it, and I really like it. I also like all the stuff with Kirk, his ideology meshing and clashing with Spock's. And then I also like to talk about endings, considering this is the last movie with the original crew. Oh, it's so good so far.
I shall look forward to that.
You can just feel the tension between these two people, though, at the same time. Oh, that guy looks sick. Okay. You've won the fashion award, mister.
My military advisor, Brigadier Kurla.
Yeah, a little tall.
I think you might enjoy a brief tour.
Jesus, the lack of music, having a score in the background for these interactions as well, just makes it all the more awkward, and like there's some tension in it as well. I want to try some of that stuff. That looks really tasty. I love that the Klingons don't use knives and forks. They probably just use their hands to eat, I would assume.
The future.
To the future.
You have not experienced Shakespeare until you have read him in the original Klingon.
I love the joke that Klingon just has the original stuff.
Would you be willing to give up Starfleet?
For what?
No need to mince words. In space, all warriors are cold warriors.
Whoa, what's this guy trying to do? Is he trying to egg Kirk on a little bit?
If you could only hear yourselves. Human rights.
Yeah.
The annihilation of our culture.
That's not true.
No.
No.
Why wouldn't it be true?
Our generation is going to have the hardest time living in it.
It's always the older generation who has the hardest time living in the younger generation's world with the changes that are being made, you know? Like, I'm sure when I'm old, I'll have a hard time with the younger generations and so on and so on.
Distinguish us in the annals of diplomacy.
I'm going to sleep this off. Please let me know if there's some other way we can screw up tonight.
I'm gonna sleep this off as the exact way I would have coped with this situation.
Spock, I'm really tired.
We are reading an enormous amount of neutron radiation.
Is that good, bad? What's the deal there? What does that mean?
I know what you mean.
Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Who did that?
What's happened?
We have fired on the Chancellor's ship.
Oh, God. Who did that? Oh, it's the lady. It's the lady Vulcan. What's her face?
Put a monitor.
Aye, sir.
Direct hit.
I swear it's her. Maybe it's not her.
Sir.
No, who's doing this? Okay, maybe it's not the Vulcan lady. So you can't do anything now. You literally can't do anything now. Even if you stop firing, they won't believe you. Who the heck are these people? Oh my god, the blood. The blood, that's actually a sick effect.
Oh, that's what. This is Enterprise. Do you read? Over. Repeat.
Who are these people? Oh my god, what a sick shot. They chopped his arm off. Oh no, not this guy. What the heck? I'm actually so confused. What happened? Who are these people? I want to know. Let's get them.
She's spinning out of control.
Are these people who want to see the Klingons burn then, or don't want to see any peace treaty, like almost like a rebellious group of Starfleet Command or something like that?
Kirk, we come in peace, and you blatantly defy that peace.
No, you didn't. He didn't.
We haven't fired.
Captain, according to our databanks, we have.
Oh my god.
Captain.
Signal our surrender.
Captain?
Yes, thank you, Kirk.
I give you my word, I don't understand what has happened.
We're here to help.
Oh my god.
Follow me.
Oh my god. The situation is on a thread, on a hair at the moment. So Klingon blood is pink as well. That's so neat.
Hold him.
Come on, Bones, do your magic.
Come on, damn it. Come on.
You failed, you failed, you failed. He's dead.
He's not responding.
That doesn't work. You're a doctor, you know this doesn't work. Well, I guess it works for Bones. Oh my god. Dude, this movie's giving me chills every 10 seconds.
We're charged with assassinating the Chancellor of the High Council.
It's fair that you charge them.
Those torpedoes.
No way.
I sympathize, Mr. Scott, but we need evidence.
Yeah, we do. It's almost like a murder mystery in space with political intrigue.
Kirk and Dr. McCoy will stand trial for the assassination of Chancellor Gorkin.
Why just Kirk and Dr. McCoy? Why not like the whole Enterprise?
Mr. President, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, right now you just kind of have to look at the facts, and the facts are pointing to that.
Hence the word sabotage.
Sabotage. Ah, let's go.
As you wish, Madam Chancellor.
I think these are all kind of fair demands from the Klingons, though.
Your father was killed for what he wanted.
That is true.
Peace, prosper.
But he wanted peace, and that's a good thing.
Will pay for my father's death.
This guy wants that so bad. This guy wants the warfare and for Kirk's blood to be on his hands.
That same evening.
Call your first witness.
Oh my god, the guy in there looks so cool. Oh, look, his arm's gone.
Aside from a touch of arthritis, I'd say pretty good.
No one laughed. No one laughed.
Romulan ale in the officer's mess on the night in question. Am I right, Doctor?
Objection!
Yeah, why does this matter? Why does this matter?
Patience is barely alive.
I didn't have the medical knowledge I needed for Klingon anatomy.
That's a fair one. That's a fair one.
You were incompetent.
Oh my god.
James Tiberius Kirk.
Oh, they use his middle name too. Oh, that's rough.
I offer into the record this excerpt from the captain's personal log.
Oh no.
I've never been able to forgive them for the death of my boy.
Oh my god, why did you have to say that at the start of the movie, Kirk?
With a history of violating the chain of command whenever it suited him.
Continue.
He does kind of have a history like that.
That as the captain of a starship, you are required to be responsible for the actions of your men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your honors, the state rests.
Send to Commander Enterprise.
Oh, it's nice to see you again.
I wish to note for the record that the evidence against my clients is entirely circumstantial.
Yeah, it's true.
Spend the rest of your natural lives.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
An ancestor of mine maintained that if you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however
It's literally Sherlock Holmes. It's literally Sherlock Holmes.
There are no other ships present.
There was an enormous neutron energy surge.
There was, wasn't there?
Neutron surge that big could only be produced by another...
An invisible ship.
A bird of prey.
Yes.
Bird of prey.
Yes.
They'll say that we're so desperate to exonerate the captain that we'll say anything.
Look at the camera work. Dude, it's so fluid. It goes around while everyone's talking.
Is here. In either case, what we are looking for is here.
Yes. Nice spot. Good deduction.
2 pairs of gravity boots.
2 pairs of gravity boots. Ooh, look at this shot. It's actually a sick location. I thought the dog was about to bite its head off, or this guy's head off. Oh my god, he froze instantly. Oh, look at his lip. Ooh. What the heck? Hello.
I'm sorry?
He wants your coat, buddy. Pretty universal to me.
It's your obedience to the Brotherhood of Aliens.
He's got it.
Never mind. He doesn't want your coat.
And your coat.
Oh, he does want your coat. I'm a genius. What if it's the Federation themselves? Can you imagine the back-crossing, backstabbing lunatics?
Starfleet is screaming for us to return to port.
Who fired that?
Ah.
I love that Phaser brought everyone here.
Please inform Starfleet Command our warp drive is inoperative.
A lie?
An error.
They're talking about this in front of all of these like chefs and kitchen staff. What if one of them's the killer?
He is deep into planning his escape.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun to see Kirk all scruffed up and in prison. I don't know, it's just a sight you never really see him in.
Somebody felt a lot worse.
Yeah, someone did.
I'm beginning to understand why.
I'm really liking this reflection that Kirk's having in this movie.
Listen, no one has ever escaped from Rurapente.
Except us.
Oh.
For what?
Oh, okay. Okay. Your bones is like, come on. Good morning, Sulu.
Signal Starfleet that we have no idea location Enterprise.
Yes. Thank you, Sulu.
No, sir.
Sulu knows. Sulu knows what it's like to be on the Enterprise. He knows they kind of cut a few corners here and there. They kind of disobey the rules a little bit. He must know something's up, and they're trying to stall. Oh, blood. Because there was some blood on the boots when they beamed.
Corroborates our theory.
Now we go to Starfleet.
Now,
You
we
know,
expand our search.
that's not enough evidence. Oh, those beds look really uncomfortable.
Sir! Sir!
Oh, the boot! Dax! No. I bet it's been planted. I bet this is a red herring.
Wear it.
Mr. Chekhov.
I don't think he's gonna be him. Yeah, it's not him.
What kind of creature is this? Last night you two were...
Don't remind me.
Keep reminding him, actually, it's pretty funny. Wait, that's so sick. It's like escaping Alcatraz. Oh my god, I love these things. These cuts, these transitions, these morphs that she has. I gotta say, I love their cold outfits. It's kind of sexy. Wow. I wonder where they filmed this. This is really beautiful. Wow.
Mr. Scott, start your engine. Aye, sir. Mr. Chekhov, set course for Ruhr Pens.
Let's go.
In there.
No.
I'm finished.
No! Bones!
Bones, you're stupid. Why would you say that?
Locate us 2 sectors away!
If they're even looking for us.
They will be. You have no trust? We am thy freighter. We is condemning food. Wait, what? I want one of those.
If you say so.
Oh, why?
Ask her what she's getting in return.
A full pardon. Which does...
Kirk, you're smart. You're actually a genius.
Killed one attempt.
Something escape. Now that's convincing for both.
Oh my god, wait, this is epic. Kirk versus Kirk.
Friends.
Showdown.
I like it here.
Oh my god, the dog. Oh, it's so creepy.
Kill him, he's the one. Not me, you idiot. Him!
What? The shapeshifter? Oh. Looks like you messed up.
At battle stations.
What is it? What is it? Oh, this is a suit. It's the suit. You think this guy planned it all along? Yeah, you think this guy planned it all along?
I found the missing uniforms with the Klingon blood on them.
Oh my days. It's what? It might be her, the lady, the Vulcan lady. Cause she was the only character that interacted with these two guys on screen.
Kill the assassins.
Now we're back to square one.
No, it's the lady. It's the lady. I'm telling you, it's the Vulcan lady, and she's working with that Klingon general. That's my theory. This is a genius move. This is a genius move. Who is this person with the gun? Oh, it's her. Let's go. Oh, I guessed it at the very start, and then I doubted myself.
I just assumed you didn't.
Oh my god, yes, Spock.
How long did you wait outside my quarters before I noticed you?
She did show up during... Oh my god, she did show up while he was recording.
They conspired with us to assassinate their own chancellor. How trustworthy...
Yeah.
Names, Lieutenant.
I do not remember.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. Yes. Go into her mind.
Right.
From Starfleet?
General Chang.
General Chang, yeah. I knew that one.
Ambassador
Oh.
Nicholas.
It's like everyone involved. Dude, this camera work is insane.
She does not know.
Oh, where is it? Dude, that moment was gripping. The camera work, the acting, especially with her acting was crazy, but the slow camera movement with the heartbeat in the background was sexy.
You said it yourself, it was logical. Peace is worth a few personal risks.
It is, it is.
Inflexible. That we have outlived our usefulness.
Whoa, that's a thought. That's a shower thought.
I find that remark insulting.
The United Federation of Planets welcomes you to Camp Kittimer.
Why does the president got style? It's the prototype. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As we can do a thing, it does not necessarily follow that we must.
Yeah, that's actually a good sentence. Just because we can doesn't mean we should.
44.
I love the focus on the crew in this movie. There's a lot more focus on non-important characters, and it really makes the ship feel alive. Ew.
This is fun.
Reverse engines.
Hey, the music's so epic. Oh.
Incoming!
So you can figure out where they are from the shots. Oh, there's the Excelsior.
Come on.
She'll fly apart. Fly apart then.
Many.
When he said that, oh my god, let's go.
Well, what about all of that equipment we're carrying to catalog gaseous anomalies?
Oh.
Quite a wallop! Shields weakening!
Ah, not my beautiful Enterprise.
The game's afoot, huh?
Oh, another Sherlock Holmes reference there. I've never felt so much chaos in ship battles as I have in this movie right now.
Time is short.
Oh no! No!
Jim, lock and load!
Come on!
Fire!
Fire! Let's go!
Or not to be.
Oh yes, you deserve that, son. Oh. Yes!
Fire!
Fire all cannons! Let's go! Destroy this bird of prey, this sucker, this loser. Yes! Oh, let's go!
Be my hope that the delegation could return to the capitals
Yes.
to implement the...
Yes!
Mr. President!
Oh my god. Did he save him? Yes, get that
Arrest
Romulus
those
man.
men! Arrest!
No, arrest this guy. Yeah, arrest yourself. Haha.
Got a full confession.
Oh, nice.
Called the future. The undiscovered country.
Yes. Ah, bring the title back.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Sulu. I owe you my thanks.
Nice to see you in action.
Yeah, thank you, Sulu. Take care, Kirk. No, it can't be the end. This cannot be the end.
Not so big as her captain, I think.
So, this is goodbye.
No.
I believe my response would be go to hell.
The Star Trek theme.
Second star to the right. And straight on till morning.
Let's go. So many chills. Oh god. Look at the crew.
This ship and her history will shortly become the care of another crew, boldly going where no man, where no one has gone before.
Oh my god, they get signatures. They get signatures. They get signatures. No. I'm so glad they get signatures. Oh my god. Signing off one last time. Mr. Spock himself. And finally, the man of the hour. Oh. It's over. The original crew are over. Oh, that movie was so good. Oh. And that was my reaction to Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, the 1991 sci-fi action Star Trek film, the last Star Trek film with the original cast starring William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, James Doohan, Nichelle Nichols, George Takei, Walter Koenig, and many others. Oh my god, that movie was actually so good. And you know, I've been thinking about it. It's been about 2 hours now since I watched the movie. I went out for lunch and stuff, and this movie has just been playing through my head the entire time. I basically just replayed the entire movie in the 2 hours that I was out. But I'm gonna say it, I think this one is my favorite. I think that this Star Trek movie, Star Trek VI, the last Star Trek movie, I think it's better than The Wrath of Khan, in my opinion. That is not to say that, again, The Wrath of Khan is bad. I love The Wrath of Khan. It was probably one of, if not my favorite Star Trek movie up until this point. I think this one just barely takes the cake. And I think the reason for it taking the cake is because, first of all, I found a lot of the emotional arcs in this to be very, very satisfying, and I found a lot of emotion coming from the characters, which is something that I really missed, especially in the fifth movie. So I guess kind of after having a not so good fifth movie, this movie seems really good as well. But the character stuff in this I thought was fantastic. The score I thought was great. I thought the actual send-off to the characters was beautiful, and it was just very heartwarming. And even though I haven't seen the show, it still brought tears to my eyes. So I know they did a good job. And when they did the signatures at the end, it was like heartbreaking, but it was also so beautiful. And I was a wreck. I thought the effects in this movie were back to standard. They were top notch at times. They were some beautiful stuff. We got a good look at the Enterprise in a lot of shots. We got the Excelsior, which, by the way, has been like growing on me as I've been watching the Excelsior in action a few times, as it's been in a few movies. The first movie I was like, it's kind of ugly. I don't like the bottom hump. But now I'm kind of like, that bottom hump is kind of good, it kind of looks kind of cool. And then of course we have the political sided things of Star Trek. We have the political Klingon aspect of Star Trek that I've been hankering for a long time now. I thought Star Trek 4 was going to be about the Klingons and the political Klingonness, and it wasn't, and I was a little disappointed by that. But this movie gave it to me. I've been waiting for it for weeks now, and I finally got the movie that I wanted. And I think that is why I like this one so much, because when I've been watching Star Trek, there have always been things that I've wanted to see, and I think that this movie delivered everything that I wanted to see. Satisfying climaxes to characters, satisfying emotional arcs to characters, the endings of these characters, and of course Klingons, and seeing more Klingons first of all because they're really cool, but the political sided nature of Star Trek and how that can influence the galaxy and how that can influence our crew as well. And I just found it really awesome. And on top of that as well, it was also sort of like a murder mystery. Even though the mystery wasn't the hardest to solve, it was just so much fun. I just had a blast watching this. Some great scenes, some great music, everything all around fantastic. The directing as well was really gorgeous, and it was very fluid and dynamic, and the camera work and the movement of the camera, getting characters into frame, moving the camera so multiple characters would be in a frame at a time. It was really well handled, really well crafted, and yeah, I just think that this is my favorite Star Trek movie. Okay, so let's get into the reviews of this, and then I'm going to talk about the cast of this movie, and then I'm going to go into just other things, the directing, the effects, just anything that I feel like I like, the political stuff in this movie, anything that I like. So let's get into the reviews first. So 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb and 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is very good score. 82% for critics, first of all, is a really good score, and 7.2 out of 10 is one of the higher ones of the Star Trek franchise, and I'm really glad to see that it is one of the higher ones, because I'm glad people are appreciating this one. I don't think people appreciate this one or even talk about this one nearly enough, and I think it definitely gets overshadowed a lot by The Wrath of Khan, because when you hear of Star Trek, you kind of first hear about The Wrath of Khan. That is kind of your introduction. You hear about Khan, you hear about Star Trek. Like, Wrath of Khan is the definitive Star Trek movie for people who've never heard of Star Trek before. This one, though, I feel like I like this one more, as you know. So I'm a little sad that it's underappreciated. It makes sense because it's the 6th movie, and if you start to get bored of Star Trek, you might find it hard to get to the 6th one. And even though you don't necessarily need to watch all of them in order to get to this one, you could just watch this one on its own and it would still work as a movie. You wouldn't have that same connection to the characters, but it would still work as a movie. It's just kind of sad that I feel like it gets overlooked a little bit too much, and I feel like maybe people don't give it enough chances, or maybe a little harder on it because Wrath of Khan exists. But yeah, I think this is a brilliant movie, and I'm glad that it seems like at least people appreciate it. Okay, the score of this movie, I forget who the composer's name was. Oh, it's right here, Cliff Idleman. He was so good. What a composer. I've never heard of him before, but yeah, his score was fantastic. It was so chaotic at times, and that's something that I loved about it. There was like this piano moment in, I think it was the very start of the movie, but I'm not 100% sure. I think the opening sequence where it's just the space and the titles and stuff, whenever music was playing there, it was so good. It felt very serious. It put me straight into the tone of the movie, because especially after 4 and even 5 had like a lot of goofy moments in it, even though it was still trying to be at least a little bit serious. You could tell by the tone of this one immediately through the music that this was going to be a lot slower, a lot more serious, a lot more methodical, and I loved it. When the chaotic scenes were happening, when the battle sequences were happening as well, the music was going off the charts. It was so epic. And then of course the ending of the movie, we finally get, I feel like they held off the Star Trek theme for most of this movie. Like, I didn't hear that beautiful do do do, like I didn't hear that throughout the entire movie, and I was looking for it, because usually in Star Trek they play it a few times, maybe in the background, maybe here or there to signify something, but in this one I feel like they saved it until the very end of the movie, and it was so good. It just made everything so much more satisfying and just rounded everything off so perfectly. So props to the composer there. And also, I gotta say, props to the director, Nicholas Meyer. He is a phenomenal director. I don't know what other movies he's done besides these 2 Star Trek movies, but he really knows how to work the camera. There was this one shot in the movie that was so impressive to me, and it was just when Spock is doing his little mind thing to the lady to figure out the people involved with the crime and stuff, right? The people who are betraying, and the camera, it kind of stays and it lingers while he's doing this, and then as he's getting the names, it turns slowly around, and the sound effect is like this heart beating in the background, like this very faint heartbeat, and the camera's turning and turning, and you can see the emotion on their faces. On Spock, he's saying it, but on the lady, she's a Vulcan, but she's emoting, and that's you know that something is happening because she's emoting and she's a Vulcan. And it was just a crazy shot. It was very creative, and it allowed you to not only see Spock and the woman, I forget her name right now, Spock and the woman doing the mind thing, but the camera turning allowed you to get a sense of the whole room, how everyone was reacting, the looks in everyone's faces, the emotions going through their minds, as well as the central focus. It was just a very creative shot, and there were so many shots by Nicholas Meyer that involves so many crew members. You know, it was just like the camera would just be in the bridge of the ship, and it would go from person, and then it would float along to another person, and then float along up to another person, and then turn, and you'd have 2 more people in frame, all for a conversation. So instead of having these more static over-the-shoulder camera shots and then maybe rack focusing to someone else, or static over-the-shoulder camera shots and then cutting to someone else across the room and then cutting back, the camera felt very free-flowy and was moving like a liquid almost through the cabin, weaving its way to every cast member, making everything feel so dynamic and so just like in universe, so grounded in the universe, like everything was there, everything was like viscerally there. And another thing that Nicholas Meyer did was focus on crew members that we have no connection to, because it made the ship feel so alive. I've never felt the Enterprise feel as alive as it did in this movie, because usually we don't see many of the other crew members. You know, it's just our main cast and whoever else happens to be on the bridge, but even then they don't get their own shots. They're just kind of in the background, they're just extras, right? But in this movie we get to see kitchen staff, we get to see people making the beds, we get to see soldiers sleeping in their beds. You know, we get to see these people doing just their day-to-day activities, reacting to the things that are happening to the Enterprise. And it just made the world, it made the ship feel so much more alive, because we got to see all this other activity that we've never really seen before. Maybe we've seen it in the show, maybe we haven't, I don't know, I haven't seen the show, but in the movie universe area, this is the first time that the Enterprise has actually felt, instead of just like it is the bridge and then just kind of like Scotty down in the basement or wherever he is, it felt like the ship was actually teeming with people doing their jobs and with people who actually had lives outside of their jobs. And I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. Also, the political stuff as well was so well handled. It was so intense, and it was just something that I've been hankering for, because so much has transpired. I know probably so much more has transpired between the shows and the movies, but especially with Kirk's son dying by Klingon hands and stuff like that, and then Kirk doing things to Klingons as well, and just like they both really hate each other. It was a really good way to set up this political kind of thriller. It was like a political thriller almost, and I really liked it. Like, the slow pacing didn't bother me. It felt like things were always happening, and all the dialogue talks and stuff like that, it felt like plot elements were being unraveled, or character ideologies were being unraveled. I loved unraveling Kirk in this movie and how much he hates the Klingons, and I like that his son from the third movie came back, because it was kind of like he forgot about him for 2 movies, and now all of a sudden again he's like, yes, my son, you know. But I really like that, you know. Maybe you can attribute it to him not even wanting to confront the idea that his son has died until now, or something like that. And then we also got Spock, who is kind of on the other end of the spectrum, who wants peace and stuff like that. And then Kirk says like, oh, maybe there is a middle ground to this, and I think Kirk finds that middle ground where he still has to fight for things. Like, he has to fight the Klingons at the end of this movie, but at the same time he still is striving for peace, and he's definitely a little bit more on Spock's side when it comes to peace. And his opinion, he realizes that his opinion of the Klingons probably has to change, and he kind of relates it to generations in general, and how older generations always find it hard to see the change and to cope with the change, and that's just a universal thing. And I really like that. I really like when movies touch upon older generations realizing that they are having a hard time to change, or that they are too stubborn to change, and that even though maybe they don't agree with what the younger generation is doing, it is still what is going to happen in the future, and they are powerless to kind of stop it now. And they realize that maybe even they don't appreciate it because it just doesn't fit with their ideals. Maybe it could be something worse, but usually it's because it doesn't fit with how they grew up. And I just really like that commentary, and I really like that the movie touched on that, especially because this is the last movie, and I thought the end was so nice. It was so nice when Kirk was saying, he wasn't saying something like we were the best crew, like you will miss us. He was saying like we will miss you guys, but there will be others, and there will be others who could potentially be better. And it just is a really nice segue into other characters hopping into Star Trek, and it's a way that says thank you to the audience. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching our stuff, our shows, our movies, and watching us as these characters. But it's also a way of saying, but the story isn't over. We may be done. We may be retiring from these roles, or at least retiring from these movies. But the story isn't over. The story is going to keep going with these other people, and we want you to be there for it. We want you to support these people and be there for these people. There's still hope with this franchise in terms of getting a new cast of characters, and it felt very just hopeful. It felt very sweet. It didn't feel self-centered at all in terms of just we are the best characters. And I like that discourse at the end of the movie kind of related to the discourse that was happening throughout the movie as well. It wasn't just an end tagline because it's their last movie, but the discourse of everything being the end, of these characters retiring and just being this older generation of people in general, has been lingering throughout the entire film, and I really like that on top of the political thriller stuff. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to talk about the cast, or if I'm even going to talk about the cast. I don't think I'm going to talk about the cast because I feel like I would want to talk about every single person and just how awesome they are, but I kind of talked about Kirk just now and how I liked his transition and stuff, and I liked his ideology and how that changed throughout the movie. I talked about Spock a little bit. Bones in this movie was also good, how he didn't get to save a Klingon, and then he was pleading that he did try to save him. That was really cool as well. And yeah, I just thought that everyone in this movie gave it their all. They all knew it was their last one. At least Leonard Nimoy's, he comes back obviously in the J.J. Abrams one, but technically in this timeline, this is his last one. So yeah, it was just really good to see them all back one more time. It was very heartwarming. It was very sad though at the end as well. It was like a bittersweet farewell, and yeah, I'll just miss them all together. Obviously I'll probably rewatch these movies at some point, but I'm sad to see them go, and I think everyone watching was probably really sad to see them go as well. They were just very special. They probably were people's heroes, and maybe even now they're people's heroes, people watching the show as a kid and then going to the theaters to watch these movies. Maybe even some of these movies were the first movies that anyone saw in theaters, or the show was one of the first sci-fi shows or shows in general that you saw. You've been growing up with these characters for 50 years, maybe 60 years. So yeah, seeing them go, I think the farewell was really good, and I think that they are very influential characters in movies. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where the next generation goes with everything in terms of the new characters that they're going to introduce and the new missions and stuff, seeing how that all plays in, because these guys are definitely going to be hard to beat. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, so for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to say probably 2 weeks, it could be 1, but for the next 2 weeks, I'll be watching The Next Generation. It's just going to be like 5 episodes, 4, 5, 6 episodes of episodes that have been deemed important for me to watch before I get into The Next Generation. It's just some character context, some world context, stuff like that. And then in like 2 weeks, I'll hop onto The Next Generation movies. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for my next movie reaction.